Welcome to BUNIYAAD podcast by Dr. Monica Nagpal. We did not inherit this world like this. Then how can we give this to our next generation in this form? We need to reflect mindfully on our core values and make conscious efforts towards protecting the planet and also achieve all sustainable development goals. With BUNIYAAD, I, Monica Nagpal, will bring to fore sustainability champions who are striving to bring back harmony with the nature and also dignity of each life. Namaskar दोस्तों, welcome once again to yet another episode of BUNIYAAD, laying the foundation of sustainable living. And today we have with us a very eminent guest, Dr. Renuka Thakore. And she is the founder of Global Sustainable Futures. And I will now request her to share her introduction. Welcome, Dr. Renuka.
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here, and congratulations on starting this episode. And I've heard that this is the second series, so please continue doing this. I think it is most needed at the moment in this crisis of all going on in the world. So thank you for having me here, and also I'm looking for an exciting talk today. So I am Dr. Renuka Thakore, as already mentioned. I live in UK, and I am founder and CEO of Global Sustainable Futures Network. And we have more than 8,000 coordinators around the world. And especially this initiative was started as, to bring such community together. So it is something what you are doing at the moment, and we started out of that. I will talk about that in soon. However, I am also the director of Center for Socio-Legal Studies at University of Central Lancashire in Preston. And I wear various hats, like I am educator, of course, academic, but also I'm more interested in practices. So my development, I am a multidisciplinary person with experience of academic as well as practitioners. I'll stop here. Thank you very much.
So wonderful. She has to stop here because if she goes on for introduction, we'll finish the podcast only for the introduction. Yeah, so she has done so much into the sustainability field, and she's really able to impress upon creating the impact here, doing a lot of innovations regarding all of this. But now we have to understand that why she is into sustainability, because as we had done in the introduction part, I got to know that she was an engineer in India some time back, long time back, you can say. And now she is doing everything about sustainability. So, how all this happened and what brought her into sustainability? Yes, Dr. Renuka.
Thank you. Well, it was a time when, many girls did not go in engineering, but my father was very progressive and he was engineer, and I was associated with most engineers in our house at home. So I also decided to go in engineering, and I did electrical engineering. However, I end up doing my career with my family business with my husband, and we went into construction business, and we had a very successful construction business for 30 years. And however, I have two daughters, and when my daughters grew up, we decided to give them international education and in the highest rank of engineering at that time, which was aerospace. So my elder daughter decided to go to aerospace engineering, like do a career in aerospace engineering, and she came here in UK to study. That was followed by my younger daughter, and then I followed her. But when I came to UK, it was a different world for me, and I thought I should reinvest my time in something which is something interesting. At that time, it was just interesting, and I was also aware that, construction industry has a lot of impact on environment. And so I was looking into understanding how we can decrease our, environmental impact, means make it positive. So
Hmm.
that's why I started environmental management. I did a BSc in environment management because I had no idea what was environment and principles and so on. So I wanted to get into the roots of that. Following that, I did my master's in sustainable practices, like build environment practices, meaning that I wanted to bring my construction industry experience into sustainability. And that was a good course from Kingston University, which allowed me to explore plenty of areas. And I understood what is sustainable economies or regeneration. And many of the areas were introduced to me, and I was very excited, and that became my passion then. And I wanted to invest it more in my time in this area. uh, and fortunately, I also got an opportunity to work at a grassroots level, that going to the households and explaining them why waste recycling is important through the council, cup cycle scheme. And also I got a high level, involvement in the Green Procurement Award, which was rolled out by the Mayor of London.
Hmm.
And I audited several councils in London.
Hmm.
It also exposed me to plenty of issues in environment management, and also understanding how we can become more sustainable. Uh, and that uh, uh, inspired me to take a PhD, and I also got a scholarship so I then brought all these areas together in my PhD, and I did my PhD in sustainability governance and leadership for English housing.
Wow,
And
amazing.
that's how I ended up here. But when I started my PhD, I was more about trying to get something quantitative index, like sustainability index or code or something in that way. However, the course changed when I found that instead of numbers, of course, numbers are very important, and I still like numbers. Numbers are important, but how then you measure the quality?
Correct.
And that came into my mind, and I ended up doing a stakeholder engagement model for leadership and regulatory regime for sustainability governance.
Hmm.
And uh, I found that, so through this model, I had my grounded theory, which means that we have to be, there should be multiple stakeholders, and we have to engage with multiple stakeholders, and each one has to play a role in this sustainability. And that's why I also started an initiative worldwide to implement this model in practice. And I initially started with, early career researchers, but then I also found that there was a need, of course, as I mentioned, multi-stakeholders. So,
Yes.
and in multidimensional sustainability, we need everyone to take part. So I also then invited, businesses, senior researchers to help, and businesses, and mainly NGOs.
Hmm.
Uh, so this has grown far of having all these multidimensional people, I mean, multidisciplinary people. However, still, I feel that there is a gap between government and non-government stakeholders, and
Yes.
that is still there. So through this initiative, now the initiative has grown a lot. As I already mentioned, we have 8,000 coordinators in 174 countries. And we do plenty of other now programs, and initially, as I mentioned, I started doing webinars like you and so on. But then I also found that we ended up doing like 15 to 20 meetings and webinars in a month.
Yeah,
And so there was a need of doing something focused.
right.
And so since 2024, we are doing Global South summits around the world, and
Wow.
we invite host country to take part in it. So
Mm.
far, we every month we have done very well. First month we invited Pakistan was our host country, and then in February it was Egypt, in March it was Kenya, and
Mm.
in April it was Nigeria, and so on. However, what we do is again unique in this Global South Summit. We ask the host country to identify their issues, and
Mm.
we uh, bring up 6 themes out of these issue, like 6 priorities that are concerned for these countries. And we allot 1/2 day to each theme, and we invite a theme leader from the host country, as well as we bring a partner from the global south. It could be anyone who is expert in that theme, and
Mm.
these two partners will come together and form a program. And it could be like a discussion, keynotes, and so on. But also,
Mm.
then they roll out a program for a year or two so that
Okay.
they can bring other partners together and we can keep moving and we
Wow.
can build the capacity. So, that is how
Wonderful.
we are at the moment. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, so wonderful. And this is how a woman who just came to be on the side of the daughters, she herself started to study here, and look what she has studied and what impact she has created because of that time to at that time it was how you can be staying in London, but then she started to create so much of value out of that, that today she is a force to reckon with, and she is a change maker, so to say, a person who is creating so much of global awareness regarding SDGs. So thank you so much for doing what you are doing, actually, Dr. Renuka. But now that we are moving a little more further in our podcast, I would also like you to share the kind of impact that you are creating. I'm sure a little what we have already discussed is regarding your impact, that how you are creating summits every month, starting 2024, and how in previous years you had started to build that kind of a community which was able to grow to about 8,000 volunteers or coordinators in so many countries. But then what actually is going to the ground, and how you are, and what your PhD, which you have done, how that is now able to come out and impact the society wherever we are. Please share some details on that so that we understand that, okay, yeah, this is also part of, because people think that when we are doing some waste segregation, that is helping SDGs, we are doing, and there are 17 of them. So in any which ways we are able to help in one of them. But what you are doing, we have never discussed this before, which is part of kind of institutions which are helping to bring about the SDGs in a more positive way. Another thing which I wanted to bring about here also for the viewers is that whatever as an individual we do, unless there is a kind of a help from the government or from the state or from the senior government, we as individuals can do a little. But when there is a policy or as an implementation of that policy, like the governance which she is talking about, then I think we can accelerate the process wherever we are. So that is what she has brought about, and I'm sure you will be able to share some screen regarding that, some stats you want to share about your impact. You can go forth and do that also.
Thank you, Monica. You have rightly said, the policies are governing our actions. And if we are able to do our actions towards achieving the policies, then they can change our performance. And that's the essence of my PhD. And you have rightly mentioned that. So I'm glad that you have understood we can say the mantra.
Yes.
Let me share my screen. actually I can share the slideshow, but that would make my slide so small. So I thought
Yeah.
that it would be better to share so that
Yes.
it can be seen large. I mean, we can make it large. Okay. So here, through this Global South Summit, GSFN, we call it in short GSFN, and our tagline is progress to partnership, meaning that we partner with people and people, institutions around the world, and we bring that impact. So here, as you have seen here, uh, we are now connected to 1.5 million people through these 8,000 coordinators, because they are not just coordinators. They are like, some of them are institutions and they take our message to them and so on. So it's like we have connected to 1.5 million people, 8,000 coordinators in 175 countries. And we, through these last 3.5 years, we have already won 6 prestigious awards. And one of them is, like I will explain here, also show you that one of the highest award. I think it's very prestigious to me personally, but also because I got that award only because I was able to bring this community.
Yeah.
So it is the whole credit goes to the community who has come to support me. And
Mm.
that was the government of Argentina invited me to get sustainability leadership award, which I think was really
Wonderful.
yeah, really, really rewarding my work here, And then 1,000 hours of online videos or more, we have already delivered that. We have LinkedIn connections of 22,000 people. Then we have done more than 5,000 media posts. We have all channels that, like LinkedIn is the main one we use, but also we have Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and so on. And we have been also involved in all high level dialogues such as COP and other related high level. For example, the first one was very interesting. In pre-COP of Glasgow, we when the COP was in Glasgow, it was a COVID time, and we got together online, and we had 24 people coming on from around the world, and we continuously gave 3.5 hour event, which was unique and was very impactful around the world.
Wow.
So like that, we have been able to, like, we have also represented our delegate into Ukraine and Stockholm home, uh, uh, this 50 plus, and then KCP, and also like I am advisory board member for UN Tech, that is Technology Executive Committee, and CTCN, that is Climate Technology and Network, and so on. So we and all our coordinators also connect to several high level dialogues. We have delivered 3 free educational courses, and one of them was very uniquely designed, that we took very, very less amount of money from the people who can pay, but we asked them to support one person who cannot pay. And that was a unique structure, and we are thinking of that, and we will be rolling that soon from next month. And we will be bringing plenty of other educational programs like that, so that we can support the people who are delivering the courses, but also we can allow many people to learn and get this advantage. And every time, this is 12, but it has grown, like 15% of people definitely attend at any time, which is really good. At some time, we have 70 people attending our meeting or more. Last year we had, I mean, sorry, last month, no, not last month, sorry, when we had a Global South Summit in Nigeria, we had our the King of Hawaii attending us as a chief guest, and that was very unique to us as well. Like, it was a big credit to us. And then every time, we are nearly 50% of male and female, and mainly we have academic, but also, industries and known academic people join us. We have so far achieved five grants as well. And then we have also done five articles plus one book, and there are plenty of other publications on coming soon. So here, this is more about that we educate. We work in four domains, which is education, research, public engagement, and business. And this is one very interesting thing we do. Our unique governance structure. So whenever anyone joins UGSFN, it is free to join, and there is no requirement, such as like you should have some certain education or certain business experience or anything, because that limits people for getting any opportunity to engage. So we have no requirement.
Hmm.
And when people join us, we ask them to fill up one SDG number, like choose one SDG number. We know that all SDG numbers are interrelated. However,
Yes,
we should have the drive. So
absolutely.
we can drive our activities, and therefore we ask them to select one SDG number, which is put here. For me, it is put like
17. Yeah.
yeah, for me it is 17. And so let me show you. Yeah, here. And
Hmm.
second, here, I have written research, GSFN research, but we have four domains, as I explained:
Hmm.
education, research, enterprise, and so on. And they can select one out of that. And I
Correct.
think anyone activity can fall into one of those. Then we ask them to select level. For
Hmm.
me, it is global, but I always advise people that you select a level which is impactful in your area. For
Correct.
example, you already mentioned that sustainable practices, right? You mentioned something like that. So probably it is where you fall, maybe in
Hmm.
podcast or whatever. I mean, you have to select. And so we have country level, we have plenty of regional level, or lower than that is also like I won't say lower, but like different
Level.
level,
Yeah, it is a
like
level. Yeah.
university, home, we have family, we have tribal. People have chosen that
Correct.
because they feel that they are doing something strongly in that area or
Correct.
at level. And then we ask everyone to select three words, or write three words that is like their signature or prescription, we can say. And
Hmm.
immediately, if we look at these six elements together, we can think of that person,
Okay.
that this is the person maybe we are talking about, because they have this drive, this area, they work in this level, at this level, and they have this expertise of these three things. And
Understood.
you don't have to think out of your own activities. You can bring your own activities as your chairship. And we give these awards to them, I mean, batch. This is called batch, chair
Hmm.
batch. And we
Hmm.
give this chair batch without any mandatory requirement. But what we ask them, that you keep in mind that this is my chair badge and I should work towards this. So it
Correct.
gives a focus, and also it governs your actions.
Yes.
And at the end of the year, we have an annual conference, and we give them a self nomination form to fill out.
Hmm.
And we again do not ask that, okay, write down everything that you have done for GSFN. No,
Hmm.
we ask them to write down everything towards this chairship and that has impacted the society.
Correct.
With that face value, just judging, we give them awards, and awards come from at a different level depending on the activities they have done. and it is bronze, silver, gold, and platinum awards.
Hmm.
And one of the unique award last time we gave was a green award. Only
Hmm.
one person got green award, and we gave them green award. And so far in these 3 years, last 3 years, we have given 500 awards, and that's
Wow.
how we are creating these 500 leaders in the
Right.
world. And next year again, you have a chance to think whether I should go along these, or has our area changed, and so on. And that motivates people, aspires, and also credits them. And
Correct.
this reward comes for free.
Yes.
So it is your investment and your achievement. It is
Yes.
all about you, nothing about like us. Okay.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then of course, when you win, we win. So that
Yeah.
is part. And these are some of the pictures through our Global South Summit. And I would like to highlight that, this lady here, as was from Zambia, and she laid from Zambia point of view in our Zambia summit. And she brought plenty of interesting talks, and everything is on our website. It is free and it is recorded, and all very transparent process we follow. This
So nice.
person here in the cap, he is doing very innovative work with children in USA, in Brooklyn, and he provided us his first screening of his film for free. Uh,
Hmm.
we get worldwide plenty of people who come on board and sing and dance and film, but also give us the first presentation of their technologies and their findings and their business practices and so on. This
Wow.
lady here, Global Light, in this corner, she does worldwide studios for children, and she combines a very unique perspective, in a sense of like how we can change our traditional cities to smart cities
Correct.
from the age of like all the school children. And
Right.
directly works with the school teachers, so they bring their children and they come on the studio, and she brings a lot of people also on board, so like that, it it is like a network of networks.
Correct.
And
Correct.
here, this is the one I got an award. And this lady, her father started this award some 62 years ago, and we were here on the 62nd of their anniversary. And I was awarded in Argentina, and these are few other awards we had. Now the coming thing here, we want to impact a large community
Hmm.
of agriculture, and so we are trying to build a whole network for carbon calculators for agriculture, I mean agroforestry
Hmm.
system, where we would like to make these farmers educated, and also uh, contribute towards SDGs and uh, NDCs. Now,
Wonderful.
just a little bit, NDCs is like National Determined Contribution, and SDGs is Sustainable Development Goals. What happens that, you and me are working here, but our activities are not recognized or not, considered within the national target, because we don't report it
Correct.
to that. And because there is no link to report, we
Hmm.
might be reporting on our own websites or anything, but there is no link to
Correct.
combine
The
these
government. Yeah.
impact. And I
Yes.
think that is the biggest divide between government, non-government communities, and so on. And we need to bridge those things together.
So wonderful. I'm really overwhelmed by what you have shown. I'm sure viewers will also be really, really appreciative of the kind of work you are doing and the kind of community that you have created. Because we are all doing little, little things, but when we do it together, will create more impact. It will be in a more accelerated form, as I mentioned before, because 2030 is just round the corner. We are in the just last leg of that 2030. So we really need to pace up for whatever the activities we are doing, so that we have that kind of a stability in the world, and the climate especially, which is the manifestation of all the other activities that we are doing, is also a little curtailed. So yeah, all of this that you are doing is marvelous, Dr. Renuka. But now let me also ask you in the last two questions, that what is that one or two practical implications, if you were able to tell us, before we go move on to your last message.
Thank you. Thank you. So, as a practical, I already mentioned, the lady who has this studio and other things. But what a unique other thing has happened, that when people get this some sort of recognition that I am a chair or something like that, they really seriously work on it. They might have never imagined that they would get some sort of batches, right?
Correct. Hmm.
And that has changed plenty of people's uh, like they have, that has motivated people to do.
Correct.
And what has happened, that for example, one of the person who is called Michael, I would like to definitely name him. He's from the starting of, like, he is one of the founding member here, and he's from with us from 3 years. And when he came, he had no understanding of SDG, and today he is actually delivering some SDG lectures, and also he's like a leader, and he's a judge, and he's at plenty of places for sustainable practices and so on. And he comes from the tribal community, and that
Wow.
he has his badge for tribal, and he is taking that message back to home, and
Hmm.
it is impacting the whole community. So that is
Superb.
where I think these are some we can do. Now, practical tip is that start with a small action. It doesn't need much, but you need to think, okay, how I do it, and a little bit of guidance, mentoring, and other things can help. And
Hmm.
so, coming to webinars like you, people
Hmm.
can have plenty of ideas with the
Yes.
waste. Especially when you mention about the waste, people do talk about it. I know there is one person in India which has a 3R recycling company. He's in Gurgaon, and he has members like a 9-year-old as well to advocate about waste.
Yes, yes, of
And
course. A lot of people, yeah, a lot of children are really into it. Telling you.
yeah,
Absolutely.
and so we are making a program as well for the kids, for all ages. We have
Hmm.
a person in India as well, like who is working for family sustainability,
Hmm.
and he
Hmm.
focuses on how family can do it at home, what
Correct.
they can do, and so
Correct.
on.
Correct.
Uh, there are
Amazing.
plenty
Amazing.
examples now, I think,
Yes.
and
Yes. Amazing.
you just need to aggregate that and see the essence that what we should be
Yes.
doing. Thank you.
Important is that we should start. We should not wait for the right time. This is the right time. We should not wait where. This is the place. Your own family, as she said, is the place. Your home is the place where you can start. You don't have to wait for any big day or any special time. Just start right now, wherever you are, as you are. You don't have to even change into some big one. As you are, you can start right away. Yeah, thank you so much for all that, but still I would like you to share one last message for the audience.
Well, you have said this several times, and I do say again that it is a time to act now, and just act now. That's all.
Wow. Yes, we have to act now so that the cause which we are creating today is going to give the effect in the future. So we have to start right now. So thank you so much, Dr. Renuka Thakore. It was really wonderful and an honor to be here in your presence and sharing the screen with you and getting to know so many insightful things that you have shared with our audience. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for all the work that you are doing. Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now.
Bye bye.